Today I'll be showing you how to solve this annoying F2L case in only 8 moves. It's pretty safe to say that this is one of the worst F2L cases that you can get. You have a misoriented edge along with a misoriented corner. And why is this one of the worst cases that you can get during F2L? Well, when you take it out, you kind of expect to solve it like this, because it looks very similar to this case, which can be solved without rotating. But it's not this case, so unfortunately the solution will not be as easy. And when you take the pieces out, you get this, which is not very good because it requires a rotation to solve it. And if you take it out on the left, you also get a case that requires a rotation. So what should you do when you get this case? But first I'll show you what an advanced solver might do. They could split the pieces up by putting them into the top layer. Then they would immediately recognize that they can solve this using a number of wide moves. Or they might take it out on the left and solve it this way. Although those are great solutions for this case, they are not exactly the most efficient. And I'd rather use an algorithm that makes me feel like I'm solving this case in one step, rather than two. Now I can almost guarantee that you've never seen or heard about this next algorithm that I'm about to show you. It happens to be the most move efficient, requiring only 8 moves. And the algorithm goes like this. If you don't like that initial regrip, you can try it this way. Personally, I like doing it with the regrip, because if you get the case on the left side, you can also do this. And I just think it flows a lot better. And if you get the inverse of this case, then there are 2 algorithms for this that I think are really good. And the first algorithm to solve the inverse case goes like this. Now this is a really solid algorithm because you're essentially using wide moves to split up the pieces and then inserting. But this next algorithm has less regrips and flows a lot better. And the algorithm goes like this. Now ultimately it's going to be up to you to decide which one you think is better, so I recommend you learning both of them so that you can decide which one you like. So back to this case. Like I mentioned in my previous video, if you get this case in the incorrect slot, then you should not use the 8-move algorithm that I just showed you to solve the case. Otherwise you end up with an incorrect solved pair. If you do get this case in an incorrect slot, then I would recommend that you just take it out like you normally would, and rotate if you need to, and solve it. For the inverse case, you can either use the algorithm that I showed you that uses wide moves to pair up the pieces, or you could simply just rotate to get the other case, take the pieces out,